and then you guys can call the meeting to order.
Okay.
Chairman Eric Nyland,
Here.
Vice Chair Sean Terrell,
Here.
Amy Balowitz,
Here.
and Alan Santos.
Here.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm just in my car now, so I'm not going to turn on the video. I'm just in the dark. I was out at a store, so.
Okay, so I had added Eric to the agenda that you had sent me. I just added approving the meeting minutes from August. So
Okay.
why don't we take a quick vote to approve those, and that can be done.
Okay.
Did everyone get a chance to look at it? I can pull it up.
Yeah, maybe just pull it up quick.
Sure.
Yeah, it's been a while.
It has been. So we met in early August before Backyard Bolton to kind of figure out the logistics.
Yeah.
So Gwen, who's our, she's essentially the secretary who takes the meeting minutes for this fiscal year, put these together. So it talks about the logistics for Backyard Bolton. Oh, Eric, we voted to reimburse you for the Backyard Bolton marketing purposes.
Yeah.
Did you ever send me a receipt so I could do that?
I didn't submit yet, but I will.
Okay, yeah, make sure you do that so I can get that check turned over to you.
Okay, yeah, that sounds good. So what do you just need? Like, you just need the this.
I need the receipts.
Bill. Oh, the receipts.
Yeah.
Is there like a credit card statement good enough, or?
That's totally fine. I think so. I think that's fine. I'll check with the town accountant.
Okay. Yeah, this looks, I remember seeing this now when Gwen sent it out.
Yeah.
So I'm good with it.
Yep, looks good to me.
Looks good.
Yeah. Do you want to do we need a quick vote, or are we good?
No, you should vote.
Okay. All right, well, can somebody make a motion to approve the minutes?
I motion to approve the minutes.
Somebody second?
Second.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Erica, roll.
I'll take a quick roll call. Chair Eric Nyland.
Yep.
Vice Chair Sean Terrell.
Yes.
Amy Balowitz.
Yep.
And Alan Santos.
Yep.
All right. Minutes
Okay, good. So I just wanted to call, a quick meeting. I don't want to take up too many people's time, just to touch base with everybody and to, I know there's been some new business stuff, and just was hoping Erica could run down new business items. But I guess first, we haven't really had a wrap up of Backyard Bolton. Basically, you guys all know that it was a pretty huge success. I think we had, from the first to last, I think it went something like 450 plus 500 and plus 600, basically. I mean, I think it went great. I mean, everybody, considering the times, I don't think there were any issues. So we had to hold people back, vendors, and the parking was an issue, but I think we dealt with that. But overall, I just think it went really awesome.
Yeah. No, I think it was refreshing for people to have something to do, and other than when the rain came and we were all huddling under tents, I think it was very very safe in how we spread them all out, and even not without COVID, I think that was be a smart thing to do, just to have space and allow people to kind of move around. And
Yeah. So I mean, to have people spaced out, and it never felt that crowded, but it always looked like it was. Obviously, you saw the parking lot; it was always busy, but you weren't on top of each other, which was nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think these Backyard Boltons have been so successful. In the 6-7 years I've been with Bolton, this seems to be the most successful events that the EDC's been putting on. We've done the breakfasts in the past, we've done ribbon cuttings, and this seems to be a really nice fit. So I'm just wondering, does the board want to think about doing more of these or something similar to it? It seems like these events in the town common really bring people together. So I didn't know if that's something we'd want to expand upon, since it's been so successful.
Well, I know that people were asking about like more of like a holiday type thing.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I probably couldn't do it on the Common, but whether we did it at Emerson or something like that, potentially once all this Corona stuff is done and we can get together inside without major hassles, I think that could be something we look at. But like you were saying, Erica, I think, I mean, the small town we are, I mean, there's so many people with small in-home businesses. I think it really just works perfectly. With that whole thing. And I think, I've said this before, but hopefully we can get on this year. And if somebody has cycles, we can work on it. Trying to get like a small business, in-home business tab on the webpage. I know people don't typically go to web pages, or maybe somehow we do it on Facebook. I'm not sure, but brainstorm about how we can just market the small in-home businesses more, to dovetail with the backyard bulletin.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea. I really like the direction that the EDC is going. I love this organic sort of way that you're doing things. Amy, I love your posts on Facebook.
Yeah, those
I
are
think
awesome.
they're awesome. They're great. Your videos. I love the interviews that you do with all the different business owners. So I like that approach, that sort of organic approach. And yeah, I think maybe if we try to support the home occupations a little bit more, maybe that's a good direction to take for, this new fiscal year. And maybe we could start planning, I think a holiday event would be really cool because we do the Christmas wreaths every year. So maybe we could couple with that to some kind of holiday event. And maybe that's something we can start planning for next year. So
Yeah, that's actually a great idea because it's already happening. And I know a lot of people in town like to go to it, but it's typically in the evening. So if we kind of piggybacked on that and maybe the first few hours leading up to it or something, whereas like similar to the backyard Bolton, but centered around the businesses, then it could kind of like carry over into that.
Are you talking about?
You're saying the tree lighting, yeah.
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 Because it'd be before the same weekend, maybe like if the tree lighting's a Sunday, then like the Saturday is like a support your, local businesses. Or I know it's around, I don't know if it's around Thanksgiving. There is a small business day, like Saturday or something, where you're actually supposed to like go support local business. So we could even look into doing that if we wanted to separate them.
Yeah. No, I think that's a great idea. I think people would, get their holiday shopping and I think that's a great thing. I think a lot of part of why we were so successful is there weren't a lot of other farmers markets and festivals happening. So I know in the normal world there would have been, and there would be holiday shows and things like that. So, but I do think that something, because they used to have that thing at the winery that was like supporting, it was mostly like artisans, I guess. But that was very well attended. So I think it would be, having like hot cider and things like that. I think it would be great.
I remember Harvard a few years back. They had their farmers market, but it closed. But they would have a holiday one, like sometime in between November and December at like the town hall, and it'd be a lot of the same vendors and stuff, but they'd have it inside, and it was usually pretty well attended.
Yeah,
like a holiday bazaar kind of thing.
Yeah, sort of.
Yeah, or like a winter I don't know. I've heard whispers of winter carnivals in the past, but something like that would be really neat, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, who doesn't like to buy Christmas decorations? And I feel like that's, a lot of home occupations, if they're into that kind of thing, that's something that I think a lot of people would buy. So.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
I know.
Great.
Just in my interviews, they really appreciated it. That the farmers market and the fact that we were giving them exposure. So I think the more we can do, the better.
Cool. Yeah. So, like what you're saying, I won't be able to do anything this year, of course, but we could start planning for next year. People were asking to have more of them, but I agree with Amy. If next year there'll probably be more options, and I kind of think less is more. You want people more to think of it as an event versus if it's there every week, people might stop coming every week. And
yeah,
I'm happy with.
And I think, yeah, if we did a holiday one, we could, and then that went really great and everyone's like, yeah, more. I mean, we could just do one, maybe seasonal. So then we have like the farmer's market, which is the tail end of summer into the early fall. And then,
Yeah.
a holiday one, and then maybe one other one, and like kicking off the spring. I feel like that would
Yes.
probably be like,
The max. Yeah.
enough for people, but not like too much that, we start
Yeah.
losing people and vendors.
I mean, we're there volunteering, I
Right.
wouldn't want any more because we
Right,
had nothing to
exactly.
do this summer that we may in normal summers.
Yeah, exactly. All right, great. Yeah, and then I was just hoping that Erica could just run through any new business news that she knew of or anything.
Yeah, I mean, it's been relatively quiet, to be honest with you, on the business front. I guess some of the ones to mention there, I don't know if you've noticed, but in 711 Main Street, right next to the town common, there's a couple that's leasing that space that's doing a candle shop, sort of this boutique shop. I think it's called Kitchen Sink Candles.
Mhm.
Yep.
I don't know what their time frame is. I don't know when they're going to be opening, but I did see that they started stocking shelves in there. So I assume within the next, short time frame, they'll be opening up.
Yeah, I saw news of that. I've been meaning to try to contact them. Do you have contact information you could
I
send to
do.
us?
Yeah, I have emails, and I think I have her phone number as well.
Oh, that'd be great. Then I can do a
Yeah,
story on them.
that would be great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I don't know if they're primarily an online business, but they did want to have some retail space. So that's good because we like to see those buildings being utilized. So I'm glad something's, going in there, and hopefully, they can make it work. So that's that. And then I don't know if everyone knows this, Eric. I know we've talked a little bit. So the Bolton Cracker Barrel that's across from there was purchased.
Yep.
Mhm.
And the family that purchased that, they've had some discussions with the town about possibly eventually doing like a general store at that location. So we'll see what comes of that. Do you have any other updates, Eric, about that?
So yeah, what I've heard from them basically is they want to get the rental going and get the income coming from that, and then they'll start working on the downstairs, the store part, and they were kind of brainstorming like the back space could be like a community space, and the front space would be like a community store where people in town could bring stuff, or So, but she's still trying to decide what to do. But it sounds awesome and would work perfect with the common being right there. And I know we go to the common and hike the trails every now and then. So if we could grab something, even if it was prepackaged, something we can grab from there, and that would be awesome. More
I
of a
know.
draw to that area down there.
I know she posted something on Facebook asking for public
Right.
opinion on what they would want to see there. So I know she's trying to make it a space that have input from other people on what they would like to see there.
Actually, I posted like what she posted on Facebook, and it was our highest viewed post ever. It was like 5,000 or 6,000 people saw it. And it was hundreds of comments. It was shared, I think 20 times. It was amazing. It was like the biggest post ever. So clearly people are excited about that
People
location.
Are super excited. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
I know one of the big.
I was just
Go ahead,
saying,
Sean.
if they if they keep us updated and on when and what their plans might be, I mean, we could certainly try to coordinate and get maybe some of the people for Backyard Bolton that might do things on the side, or maybe they just, they're looking to expand, but they don't really have a place to. Maybe that's a nice place where you could say, all right, now we actually move some product into a place that's right near, the area where everyone congregates in town. So,
Yeah.
We get creative, and if they don't know yet and they're open to ideas, we could certainly start there and maybe introduce some contacts. I know actually my wife and I joined, I think it's the Assabet Co-op that's going to be opening up in Maynard. And so it's just an interesting idea what they're doing there. Much larger scale, but it's basically just connecting local businesses and local produce for a place of distribution. So maybe it's something that we could kind of help connect them with and get that moving if that's something they were interested in.
Yeah, I love that idea. I think a co-op could be really, really well received, you know, having like sort of a backyard bulletin sort of, you know, area within the store.
Yep.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah, that's what she was thinking. So, I mean, it sounds awesome, and you know, it's great to have a local family who own it. You know, they
Yeah.
did have, I don't know what their current issue is. A truck hit that bay window, so hopefully they're getting that fixed up. But
Unbelievable. They hadn't, I'm friends with them. So I saw it. I was driving the
Mm.
kids to school and I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
So hopefully they get some insurance money to, you know, help fix that. And
yeah, it looks like there were definitely some bricks and stuff that need to be
yeah,
repointed or whatever. I mean, it looked like some work that needed to be done. So hopefully they're, like you said, get the insurance and everything gets squared away. But
yeah,
kind of sucks. A couple weeks after they bought it, a truck
yeah.
drove that thing.
Yep.
Yeah, was there anything new on the Cobham building, Erica?
So that property is under purchase and sales agreement. They're doing their due diligence period. So that essentially, hopefully, will be purchased by a company that does cannabis. So they're looking to do sort of the fully integrated retail marijuana. So it would have the retail portion, the growing, the manufacturing. That's sort of like the big picture. Obviously, they would start out with something smaller, sort of a phase one approach, which would be the retail. So they have been going before Board of Selectmen at this point to negotiate a community host agreement. And I don't know where that's at. I need to follow up with our town administrator to see if they've come to an agreement on that. The last I had heard, our town
Okay.
council was reviewing it and they were kind of going back and forth, but I don't know where that's at the moment.
So
They did
basically,
have-
there's like a community impact agreement that could be up to 3%, right? And then it's
That's
an
for retail,
automatic 3% of the.
yeah, for retail.
Well,
Yep.
I thought,
I think for grow too
so-
might have a component, but certainly for the retail.
I thought it was 3%. I thought it was 3% for retail and up, you know, some negotiated thing for community impact or something like that.
Oh, I'm
It's
sorry.
not
For the
automatically
community, I
3%.
apologize. We're talking about two different things. Yes, I'm sorry. Yes, you're right. Yeah.
Yeah. So it could be good for the town. You know, I'm a little wary for the neighborhood behind too. You want to make sure that they're not impacted with the planning board. You know, we have all the pieces in place to make sure that we can, you know, help control it with whatever means, you know, whether it's, you know, preventing fumes from escaping or, you know, making sure that they don't use their road as an, you know, it sounds like that was one thing that the Bolton Woods Way people wanted, was not to have their road being used, you know. So I'm sure we would look at all that and hopefully mitigate any impact to the neighborhood.
Exactly right. Yeah. And as part of the retail piece of it, they're also looking to do delivery. So I'm assuming when they come before the planning board for the special permit process, they'll be talking about that piece of it as well as part of the phase one. Now, I don't know if he's going to go before the board seeking a special permit for sort of the entire integrated, from the retail, manufacturing and the growing, or if it'll just be retail to start. I'm kind of leaving it up to him how he wants to permit it, and he can always come back for an amended, decision, depending on how the business goes. So.
Okay, I guess I'll work my way down the road. Have you ever heard anything from environmental pools? Or
no, it's funny. I have them on my list right here, and it seems like they contact me once a year to go over the special permit process, and then they say they're gonna, they're getting their submittals ready to go, and then nothing comes of it, and they don't submit anything. And my guess, just based on the number of building permits I signed off this year for pools, it was a very busy year for pools. So I'm guessing they just didn't, they're just, I bet they're straight out this year. They just haven't had the time to advance that property.
Yeah, I see pictures of their work. It's amazing.
Yeah.
So they've been busy.
Yeah.
Do they own the building?
Was it
They
410?
do.
Okay, so they're paying.
Yeah, they bought it.
And they bought it, I want to say at least 3 years ago now. I mean, they've owned it for a while, but they've just been too busy, I guess. Um, Paragon, I haven't heard anything. I think it's pretty much status quo. Same,
Okay.
same businesses are in there.
And then 410. Was there any update
410,
to that?
no, every now and then I call the owner of Country Cupboard to, to sort of see what's going on. And, they're just kind of cautiously waiting to see what happens with the King property. And so they're, I think they're just taking their time before and I think they also would like to have a tenant ready to go before obviously they build that new
Yeah.
structure. So we did
So
have.
just in case other people on the board don't know, 410 is what used to be the White House next to the Country Cupboard that they tore down, and they have a permit to build a 2-tenant building. I don't even know if that still stands or if they'd have to have it re-upped or what, but
So they had to exercise their special permit within 2 years of receiving it. So what they did to exercise it, this was confirmed by the building inspector. He had them apply for a demo permit to take the original house down. So they did that.
Yep.
So they have exercised their permit.
Okay.
So I think it still stands for that
Yeah.
reason.
Okay, good.
And it's 470. I believe it's 470 Main Street.
Oh, 470, sorry.
Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, not a lot of news on that one.
So actually for the Country Cupboard, I saw that the pet store is just disappeared. I forget what's it called? Pets. It was a loyal companion. I guess was
yeah, that's
their
not
name.
there anymore.
No, it just disappeared, I guess. And one day we drove by and we're like, oh, it's not there anymore. So they have some openings. So I don't know if they have any. If I guess we should get back to trying to collect the open space.
Yeah, and that's something we're doing as part of the master planning process too. With that task group, I believe they've been reaching out to various businesses to try to get real numbers on what we have for open space or open office space and retail space and things like that. So
what's 41 Main Street?
41 Main Street is Paragon.
Oh, okay.
So that's the industrial park.
Okay.
They have warehouse space and then various other businesses in there.
Okay.
And then Cobham is right across the street, which is the one that's where the cannabis company's interested in.
Whatever happened to the
Yes.
the Forbush stuff?
So that's still it's funny that you bring that up because I just received an email the other day from the owner of that property. Oh, which Forbush property are you talking about? So I'm referring to, I guess we'll start here. So the developer that's doing the Tadmore subdivision. So if you're driving down Main Street and it's just past the DPW facility, there's an 11 lot subdivision that they're putting in. I think there's like 2 houses up so far. That developer, the planning board had carved out a commercial parcel as part of that sort of deal. And so he had contacted me the other day saying that they're still interested in, moving forward with something on that property. So yeah, I mean, once I hear from him, I'll let you guys know. Originally, when we had talked maybe a year ago about it, he was looking to do some retail and office space there. So I don't know if that's still the plan, but hopefully I'll know within the next couple of weeks.
So they have street access on either side of the DPW on Forbush Mill Road and on Main Street. Would they have like a connected kind of, would they split it up into 2 different lots, or would they have one thing with driveway from each side, or?
Yeah, I really don't know. I mean, it was so conceptual when we talked the first time about it. We were more talking about the various uses that would be appropriate for the property and, what they just wanted to kind of pick my brain to see what I thought would work there. And then they also wanted to understand, because, obviously that intersection's a really important intersection for the town and will eventually get improved at some point. So they wanted to understand, what our goal was for that. If it was, at one point we had submitted a MassWorks application for that intersection. And we had talked about either doing like a another signal there, or maybe possibly like a rotary. So there's, at some point, there'll be some major renovations, I think, to that intersection. So they wanted to better understand that as well.
Is there any chance of, and there's probably never been talk of this, but like the DPW moving to maybe somewhere closer to 495 on town-owned land and opening up that corner, or?
That would be great. I would love to see that, but we don't really have, that's part of the master planning process again, is land banking. The land that we have, a lot of it is just conservation land. Well, most of it's conservation land. And then the other parcels may not be suitable for building. So it's, we need to get, it would be nice to have some land for actual municipal use. Right now, I don't think we have that, so.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember we had some developer in at some point talking about a deal where, well, trading the land for helping build on helping build the DPW department or building whatever on some other land or something. I forget what all the technical terms were and stuff, but it would be nice to open up that corner. But I guess moving across the street to Frank Chiodo's property, I know he was looking to do some stuff. Is there anything updated with that or no?
No, I haven't talked to Frank in quite a while. The last time I had spoken to him was probably, again, gosh, it was before the pandemic. And he was looking to lease space to a karate academy, but I don't think that ever happened. So I don't really have an update for that site.
And then I guess the last thing, I know I talked to Kathy Adams offline. I don't know if anything has materialized with her property at all, which is the Kane property.
Right, the Kane property that's right next to Route 495 past the light. So yeah, no, I haven't heard from Kathy. Bolton Office Park, they're likely moving forward with a 40B, which is an affordable housing development. I've been talking to them.
So right in the current buildings, are they going to develop something new?
No, so how they had carved out sort of a back parcel for the assisted living facility several years ago that never came to be. So it's sort of the same approach where they would carve out a back parcel and do a 40B development. So we've had a lot of conference calls about it. At some point, I believe our town administrator will give a brief update to the Board of Selectmen, because if we were to go forward with a 40B project, it would likely be what we call a friendly 40B, where it would be sort of this partnership between the town and the developer to bring forward affordable housing. So that, saying in doing that, you need the backing of the Board of Selectmen. So I think that's sort of where it's going to start. I'm assuming it's going to continue to evolve. So I think in the next meeting or two, I would expect the town administrator to sort of bring it to light, because it hasn't really been publicly known yet that that's something that is being discussed.
Would those be individual, or would those be more of an apartment type of style?
So this would be a rental. It would be apartments.
Okay.
So Bolton is in the process of updating what we call our housing production plan. And I apologize, this is more planning related than EDC related, but because it has to do with Bolton Office Park, I'm bringing it up. So we're updating our housing production plan, which is a plan required by the state. And it's essentially what it does is it outlines your approach to how you're going to create 10% of your housing stock as affordable housing. That's a state mandate. And that's what we call the 40B it's the 40B law. So, and in that housing production plan, our number one strategy is doing a large rental development like this, because when you do a rental, 100% of those apartments count towards your subsidized housing inventory to that 10%. So it's like the biggest bang for your buck. It's the easiest way to get to the 10%. So Eric, I mean, you sit on that committee.
Yep.
I don't know if there's anything else you want to add to it. It's a much deeper conversation. It's a really big topic. I'm happy if anyone has questions about it, feel free to email me and I'll try to answer them, but sort of very high overview of it, that's kind of,
Yeah.
what it is. So,
Well, I mean, again, it's kind of a planning thing, not EDC, but for many reasons, I think it's a great opportunity for the town to help to get to the 10%, to add diversity in housing, especially I'd heard that it potentially might be over 55 or skew that way. I
not,
mean, maybe.
not for this particular this
Oh,
developer
okay.
is not looking to do 55.
But regard, not even reminding that, just to add the diversity of housing and to build up towards our 10% affordable, to prevent 40Bs in areas that we don't want. I think it's good.
Yeah.
I think
So
it's,
when we did the survey for the Bolton master plan, when we did that townwide survey, we had a question on there about affordable housing and where should we put it sort of in the town. And the number one answer was near the 495 corridor area. So this would be in line with the survey. This would be in line with what we're recommending in our housing production plans. So
Yep.
we'll see how it goes. Obviously, there are a lot of things to negotiate. There are a lot of things to work out, but that's kind of where we're at. And, we also, I think, to some degree, Bolton Office Park's been a really good tenant for the community, but they've had a very hard time filling their office space. The market's just not there. They've been at 50% and I think less now. So this will be a good opportunity for them to, to make a profit on that property. So.
yeah, that's good.
Sorry, all my kids came home. Did you see that? Quiet's over.
Yeah. No. I think that's it. I really just wanted to touch base with everybody, just to let you guys know that the EDC still exists. Yeah, I mean, I took a new job, a few weeks ago, so I've been really busy, and I will be really busy. So I just wanted to, have a quick meeting to run around the town, what was going on quick.
So what's kind of, are we doing the wreaths again?
I think so. I mean, everyone that I ever talked to loved the reads. I mean, that
Yeah.
seems to be a pretty successful event that we do, or not event, but thing that we do. So I would say, I mean, Eric, I'm not on the board, but
Yeah,
I
for
would
sure.
say, and I would recommend it. So maybe that's something we could work on for our next meeting, is getting the that sheet that we use
Yeah,
updated. And
we probably should get it out right away. I don't know if we can
Yeah, I
wait
was
till
gonna
next
say,
meeting,
'cause
right?
December 1st would be our
oh
next.
my God, today's November. Okay, yeah, it's the 2nd. You're right.
I-
So why don't we
I could just tweak the flyer and send it to you,
yeah,
just-
and maybe I have a Word document. I can't remember now how you were tweaking it.
Yeah, we don't need to reinvent any wheels. It kind of basically runs itself, especially if we have DPW's help, so.
Yeah, the biggest thing is, getting them up, and I'll probably go through Bolton Orchards. Joel's been great, I'll order it through them. Just making sure we have the money to do it, and then you orchestrate it with DPW. That's the biggest thing, and getting them taken down. That's always kind of painful too.
They're always for a while.
Yeah. So, and is there any interest in decorating town hall, you think? Or maybe the sign, the business sign?
Well, I thought, maybe
know.
we could add some garland or something to the
Yeah.
business sign. I thought that would look good.
All right, so why don't I look into that too?
Yeah.
Yeah, or
The welcome sign.
like Wendy Harab or something. She may be one to help with that.
Yeah, she has a good. Yeah, we can talk about that. I actually got to get off the call now, so I
Okay.
have to
Should we
hit
do
the
our
grocery store before it closes.
Should we do our next meeting the first Monday of December, Eric?
Yeah, that works.
Okay.
But we'll definitely, like you said, Amy, we'll definitely have to kick off the wreath thing before then. So
Yeah.
we'll do it sub quorum over email.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, sounds
I'm
good.
Okay.
All right.
All right. I
Bye.
guess motion to adjourn.
I second.
All right. Great seeing
Bye.
everybody. Or
Night.
you couldn't see me, but anyway, bye.
Bye.